congratulations, Daryl, on 20 years with the Arms Control Association. I so appreciate how it has flourished under your stewardship and leadership. I recall Daryl, I recall first meeting Daryl at a national meeting of the Alliance for Nuclear Accountability. Must have been at least 25, more than 25 years ago. We were both young, and Daryl had just gotten a position with Physicians for Social Responsibility and was representing them in the Alliance for Nuclear Accountability. And from the other side of the room, I spotted Daryl as smart. I spotted Daryl as good-humored, as somebody I wanted to get to know and work with. And nothing in the last 25 or 30 years has changed that impression.
Well, I first knew Daryl when I was at the W. Alton Jones Foundation, and I funded his work at Physicians for Social Responsibility. So that was before he came to ACA. And then when it was announced that he came to ACA, I thought, terrific. He's a great leader, and this would be a big chance for him to shine. And boy, has he done that. He is tireless, he is relentless, and he is always doing what he's doing, not out of personal ego, but to make the world safer. And I think we're all very lucky to have had his service for all these 20 years.
When I first started my role at WCAPS, it was a great transition, and I would like to say that Daryl was one of the first people to reach out to me to want to schedule a meeting when the world slowed back down, because of course we were in COVID, and those moments represent true leadership.
I just like to again go back to what an amazing job I think you've done over your time at ACA in building trust in kind of the next generation and in young people who want to enter the field. I think something I look back on, I'm really grateful for, is that even when I came to ACA, I think I was, just turned 21. You always respected me and gave me an opportunity and never let that be an issue. And I think as a young woman in the fields, there aren't a lot of leaders of organizations who will give you that credibility and take you seriously and talk to you about the issues. I think one of the proudest moments in my career, I think was when we were having lunch in DC after I had gone on to ICANN, and you said to me that you saw a bit of yourself in me, and that's the greatest compliment I could ever ask for. And I hope that one day I can look back on a career like yours.
Congratulations, Daryl, for 20 years at ACA. It's an incredible accomplishment, and the ACA has been such an asset to the field during your tenure.
While I was working at ACA, Daryl would often tell people that he was meeting with, once he was done speaking with them, that they were now off to help save the world because they were important people involved in arms control processes. Well, one thing that I think Daryl should keep in mind is that if with his 20 years at the helm of the Arms Control Association, Daryl, you're also helping to save the world.
I really appreciate how Daryl has taken forward in his career his understanding of the U.S. nuclear weapons complex. Even before he got the job at Physicians for Social Responsibility, he was involved in nuclear weapons complex issues in his home state of Ohio. I do recall a story about Frisbees for Peace, I believe it was, his college team, and an action at an Ohio nuclear weapons site that I heard about at our first meeting. And that understanding, that very broad perspective has permeated his work at the Arms Control Association. It adds depth, it adds nuance, and it's a very holistic understanding that he has. And I think that both ACA and our sort of broader collaborative efforts as a community have both prospered and done great work together because of that holistic understanding that Daryl carries. I remember at one of the early Alliance for Nuclear Accountability meetings, Daryl using a pithy little expression to talk about our collaborative work together, all of the groups in A&A. He called us the forces of good. And Daryl, I need to tell you that I love that. And for 30 years, however long it's been, I have occasionally used that expression. And every time I say the forces of good, I think of you and I smile inside.
Your work in the nonproliferation field is such an inspiration for people like myself to tackle on such bigger issues. Congratulations, Daryl, on 20 years.
So Daryl, congratulations on 20 years with ACA and to 20 more.
Daryl, congratulations on 20 years leading the Arms Control Association. The organization's become 50 this year, and it's becoming even more important as the world faces an even more dangerous time. The organization couldn't be in better hands.
Congratulations, Daryl. 20 years. I don't think any of us thought when you began that any of us would be in our jobs for 20 years, and now you've done it. So congratulations.
So, as I know you're fond of saying, onwards.
All right, well, I am very humbled, and I really appreciate that. That was a surprise, if you didn't notice. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to my staff for that surprise. So, honestly, I'm a little lost in terms of where we are in our program. Obviously, I was not supposed to introduce my tribute video there.